Hi, so in this video I'm going to be rapid fire talking about all 70 books I read in 2021. I went back and changed some ratings so now they're more accurate. I read some great books, I read some pretty bad books, I read some meh books. Let's go. Assassin's Apprentice. Slow but very interesting character analysis, interesting world, but again it was too slow. Born a Crime. Incredible memoir, very funny, unexpectedly emotional. I'd highly recommend. The Gunslinger. My first Stephen King. Very weird. The male gaze is a disease, I'll say that much. The Blade itself, hilarious. Incredible writing. The plot, almost non-existent. Before They Are Hanged, the second book in the trilogy, also very funny, but this time with plot. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, emotional, very drama-filled, definitely, in my opinion, worth the hype. A Thousand Splendid Suns, absolutely heartbreaking, incredible book, very good. Dawn Shard, a short cosmic novella. It was fun and it was cute. The Eye of the World, a little slow, kind of dragged sometimes, but I was intrigued for the rest of the series. A lot of good build-up. The Great Hunt, I felt like it was a repeat of everything that happened in the first one, but like a little bit of a remix. The Dragon Reborn, the third book, easily the best one yet. So good. Red, White and Royal Blue, it was way too long. It was a romance between first son of the United States and the Prince of England. Let me just say the premise of it sounds a lot better than the execution. The Hating Game had potential. It had me right at the start, then it kind of lost me. It wasn't bad, honestly. The movie was better, in my opinion. My Sister the Serial Killer. Entertaining, creepy, very messy, quite funny. Binti, so interesting and unlike anything I've ever read before. Need to read more sci-fi. Full Metal Alchemist volumes 1 to 3. It was a good time. It was nice and I want to continue the anime, but I still haven't because I'm a piece of shit. Apocalypse Kings, fun little story. It's cute, it's cute. Seasons of Albaddon, 4 intertwining and very haunting stories, very fast paced. It gives me dark fairy tale vibes and it's really good. Kindred, it has time travel but it's not about time travel. A modern black woman gets sent back in time to slavery era, so she has to try and live in that time, and it's very much has you at the edge of your seat the entire time, and very powerful commentary. Deathless Divide, the second book in a zombie hunting badass black women duology, and I don't hear enough people talk about this. More people need to talk about this because it's so good. Sixth of the Dusk, a very tiny cosmic short story. It's like 50 pages. I don't remember much, but I remember it being good. Such a fun age. Drama packed, very good, very entertaining, with some very good social commentary, mostly about the messiness of white people. The Poet X, it's written in verse. This over-sexualized Hispanic teenage girl living with a very religious mum. It's good. Rhythm of War, fourth book in the Stormlight Archive, did not disappoint. Incredible world building and emotionally devastating. Insert a picture here of me reading it because I was a mess. Shadow and Bone, very underwhelming, and that was after I set my expectations very low. It was no Six of Crows, I'll tell you that. Sleeping Giants, best audio experience ever. It's a sci-fi written in interview format. It basically is like listening to a movie. Waking Gods, the next one, almost as good. And then Only Human, the last one. Very interesting situation that the characters have been put in. The only thing I'll say is that the ending was kind of abrupt. Other than that, it was really good. Dead or Alive, the 14th book in my favourite series. Very funny, but kind of convoluted, and the ending had me very confused. Saints and Misfits had some positive messages and some good commentary, but I feel like it kind of tried to tackle too many things in one book, and it felt kind of disjointed. And then Misfits in Love, the second book, it had a wedding setting, which I love, and the main girl had different love interests, which I really enjoyed also. Just not much happened, I feel like, and to me, it just felt a bit unnecessary. Like, I just didn't understand why it needed a sequel. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, it absolutely exceeded expectations. I hate the movie. I gave the book a chance and I absolutely loved it. I ate it up. Basically, if you need serotonin, this book will do it for you. It's so adorable. Then the next book is just as good. There's a new love interest, so it was fun. And then the last book, it was not as good as the first two in my opinion, but it was still really good. And I enjoyed this trilogy a lot. It was so good. So much better than I was expecting. Hannah Khan Carries On. This is easily the best enemies to lovers I've seen in a contemporary setting. Rival halal restaurant owners are beefing. Tensions are high. It's very cute. Everything I Never Told You, haunting and beautifully written. I feel like it dissects the characters to their soul. You feel like you are the characters. It's so wow. Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. Super cute teenage black romance. The first half I feel like was perfect. Like, it could have been a 5 out of 5. I think it kind of lost me in the second half, which most romances usually do. Know My Name, a very powerful memoir of a sexual assault victim. Very sad, angering, but also hopeful. Everyone needs to read this, but specifically men should read this. Promised Neverland, volume 1. Creepy, but very good. The Empress of Salt and Fortune, incredible, beautifully written. Too short, and I was very confused. I need to reread it ASAP, but so good, amazing. An absolutely remarkable thing The writing was not my vibe. The main character was very, very annoying. I feel like this book took a very cool sci-fi concept and took a non-sci-fi approach to it, which wasn't for me, but I can see why other people would like it. Pet, a YA set in kind of utopian society where evil's been destroyed. Very positive messages. It was really good. The 5th season, a very expertly crafted, genius book, and unconventional in all the best ways. The Obelisk Gate, the next book, also amazing. The Stone Sky, the last book in the trilogy, kind of slow in the first half, but the ending made sense to the entire story. The Black Flamingo, my favourite experience reading a book written in verse. It's about a boy navigating his sexuality, his racial identity. The Dream Thieves, I loved it just as much as the first book. Slow in the first half as her books usually are. It gets better and I'm here for the characters and the vibes. The Wicker King, about two boys in a codependent relationship. One is suffering from hallucinations. Very sad and very dark. Not my vibe, but I can see why other people, like, it worked for them. Heartstopper Volume 1, incredible. Heartstopper Volume 2, beautiful. Heartstopper Volume 3 has my entire heart. Heartstopper Volume 4, don't get me started. The Poppy War, just as good as everyone's been saying it is. Cutthroat main character, very brutal at times. Amazing, incredible book. Normal people, these characters are just like laid bare. I get it. I respect it, but like, it's not for me. The Bad Beginning is the first book in a series of unfortunate events. Very funny, very creepy, and amazing audiobook. The second book, The Reptile Room, also very funny, very creepy, amazing audiobook. The House in the Cerulean Sea, it was cute and it was good vibes, but it was also kind of slow, and I felt like the messages of the book were way too on the nose. It got kind of repetitive at times. When My Name Was Kyoko, set in Korea during the Japanese occupation. Very easy to read and very, very interesting and eye-opening. Highly recommend. In the Dream House, a very toxic relationship between two women. Sad but very beautifully written. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The two characters had chemistry, but underwhelming. Not as good as I thought it was going to be. Take a hint, Danny Brown. I liked it even less than the first one. Love Danny, and it was a very fast read, but the chemistry felt kind of forced, and overall it was also kind of underwhelming. Act Your Age, Eve Brown, easily the best of the three. Love Eve Brown, love her love interest, love their chemistry, love their banter. It got way too mushy at the end, as they always do. Dialect for aunties. Our main character murders her date and her aunties have to help her cover it up. It's super fun. It was just such a fun time. Radio Silence, a very stunning platonic relationship between two characters, and I really loved it. It's Alice Oseman, what do you expect? Ace of Spades, at first it felt like Gossip Girl, and then it started feeling like Get Out, and it got really creepy, but it was really good and it was hard to put down. Perfect on paper, a girl is anonymously giving love advice to students, and it was an enjoyable read. I reread Love from A to Z. Good vibes, great Muslim rap. New Spring, Book 0 in The Wheel of Time. One of my favourite characters' backstory. It was a good time. The Night Circus, magical, mystical, mysterious vibes. Amazing, stunning writing, absolutely beautiful. Sword of Kaigan. Incredible character arcs, very interesting world and magic system, gripping plot and very fast-paced fantasy. Easy to read and it's a standalone, so no commitment. Those are all the books I read in 2021. Let me know if you read any of these and let me know what you thought of them. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.